This is the one part of envy and jealousy amongst women that many women do not like to discuss. The fact that many women like to project their negativity, project their trauma, project their issues onto other women in order to somehow trauma bond with them. See, you will become a target of someone's jealousy and envy, specifically women, when you refuse to trauma bond with them. See, girls culture, I'm starting to believe that there really is no such thing as girls culture or being a girl's girl. Because quiet is kept. Many women can only be friends with a woman if you're going through some kind of trauma. That is, women who are insecure, have an envious nature, they can only be friends with women who lack confidence and allow them to project their negativity, project their struggles, project their issues onto them. If you are not that type of woman that allows another woman to lump you into that crabs in a barrel mentality, you may find yourself being the target for some woman's jealousy and envy. Her insecurity will wreak havoc on her mental state, and she will start taking it out on you when you refuse to trauma bond with her. First, let's discuss what is trauma bonding. That is really, in layman's terms, when people like to connect or bond with you based on something negative that has happened in their lives, in your lives, a shared experience, and you all just bond over that said experience. It's not really that you're looking to heal. It's not that you're looking to vent. You all are just bonded over this negative experience. And women who are envious and jealous, and they try to befriend other women who they perceive as being in some kind of trauma, lacking confidence, or being insecure, they gravitate to them because they have that crabs in a barrel mentality. It's almost as if they go out of their way to befriend women who they perceive as being insecure in some way. If they feel like you are very nice or somehow very sweet, very kind, they will look at you as if they can just dump their issues on you and they'll try to actually find things about you to trauma bond over. I'll give you an example of this. And unfortunately, this is a real life example that I've been through, and I've seen other people in this situation where women like to lump you all into the same category because they assume because of your skin color, because of your age, because of your location, because of your experiences, that somehow you all have experienced the same thing. So some women say, we all been cheated on. We all been through this. We all been through that. I remember a girl, and I'm not going to say the exact situation just due to privacy and all, but I remember she was talking about something so ghetto, so horrific, so trashy, and she was like, you know how it is. And I'm like, actually, I don't know how it is. I've never been through anything like that. That's crazy. I mean, I can imagine that it's crazy, but I have no idea what that's like. When you are a woman who does not allow people to trauma bond with you, and you say, well, I'm sorry about your experience, but that has not been mine, they will look at you like, who are you? And it's not because you did anything wrong, you said anything wrong, you just said the truth. If you've never been cheated on, you've never been cheated on. And I'm just using that as an example. This is not about relationships. I'm using this purely as an example. If you're a woman has never dealt with any kind of financial struggles, if you haven't never dealt with any kind of financial struggles, if you seem to kind of, always be on top of things and you don't really struggle financially like that, a woman will be very jealous and envious when you can't relate to her struggle story. It's not that you don't have empathy. It's not that you don't feel for people. But if you haven't been through it, you haven't been through it. And the one thing as women we cannot do, especially when you are looking to level up, when you are focused on your goals, when you are focused on your personal development, and you do not speak negativity over your life, you do not want to be in the company of women who want to trauma bond with you based on their envious and jealous nature. It's as if they can't find something negative about you to bond over, then they don't like you. They'll dismiss you. It's like somehow you are making them look inferior because you don't have enough negative, messy things going on with you. It's like you not struggling with money, your man not cheating on you, you not going through this, you not going through that. And for my spiritual people, please don't get me wrong. I am not talking about having a testimony. I'm not talking about using your experience to be of encouragement to other people. That is not what I'm talking about. The ladies who get it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those women who try to pick you apart, they try to be very intrusive and get details of your life, something they can find that's a little bit messy, a little bit tattered, to make them feel better about themselves. We don't trauma bond with women who try to look for things in us that supersede the bad things going on in their lives. I've actually had women say to me, oh wow, after I tell them that something is wrong in my life, this has been years ago, over a decade ago. After I told them that something wrong was happening in my life, and they're like, Dad, girl, well, yeah, that's showing me that things could be worse. Was that really the appropriate thing to say? So I'm telling you, I went through this bad situation, and that makes you feel good about yours as if it could always be worse. So you're using my situation and propping yourself up and feeling good about yourself based on what I just told you. There are some women who use their envy and their jealousy toward other women and try to project and trauma bond in order to boost their ego. That is one thing that a lot of women don't want to talk about, but many women go through. If you are that friend that other women look at and say, well, at least my life is not like hers, those people are not your friends. And they might not say those words exactly, but you can tell it by how they receive you and how they respond to you. If you seem to be, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong if you go through things, we live in life. In this life, you will have trials and tribulations and all of that. We're going to have ups and downs. That's not the point. When women are envious and insecure and deliberately look for faults, look for trauma in other women and want to bond with you over it, and you don't give them that opportunity, they will absolutely hate you. Is it like you didn't have a problem before? By the time they're done with you, you will have a problem. It's like, and I might have said this example before, but I've had to make it seem like my marriage is absolutely horrible in the company of some other women who are constantly complaining about their bad experiences with men and their bad experiences with marriage and all these different things. I had to find something to complain about so that I didn't look odd in the company of these women who were complaining. And I had to because anytime I said something positive or tried to give some words of encouragement, they just kind of got real quiet and the energy got off. And that leads me to the next point. When a woman is envious, when she wants to bond with you over trauma, she is going to try to find a way for you to divulge something that you might not want to give in order to make herself feel like she's somehow doing you a favor. See, when women have envy and jealousy toward other women, they don't care about the fact that you're in a good place. Their goal is to boost their ego. So they don't care if you're feeling good. Right now, I need you to not feel good. I need you to be where I am because I don't feel good about me. You never want to formulate friendships or bonds with women who can only be friends with you based on shared insecurities. That is no way to thrive. That is no way to grow, especially when a woman is not interested in bettering herself, when she's not interested in boosting her confidence, when she's not interested in doing better for herself. As a woman, we don't have time to bond with other women over trauma. We just can't do that. So looking for negative things in your life in order to make other women feel good about themselves, we can never do those kind of things. But unfortunately, many women have been programmed to only like women when they are doing bad. And I hate to say it, especially in the Black community. A lot of women, I think bullying is taught at a very early age. Bullying and being mean-spirited and not really complimenting one another. If you see a girl who's pretty, you see a girl who's nice, she's corny. If you see a girl who's well-mannered, she's corny. She's somebody that's easy to pick with. It's like just the whole standard of womanhood, especially in my community, seems to be a little bit, tarnished, and it's unfortunate. But I say that to say it comes back to only bonding over trauma. Have you ever noticed a group of females sitting together and they all look like they're all mean mugging? They're all angry. They're all bitter. They're all looking around for some kind of trouble. It's like crabs of a barrel truly do flock together. Birds of a feather. Oh my. Crabs in a barrel mentality, and then birds of a feather flock together. But the point that I'm making is that when you are not willing to share that anger, because some women, believe it or not, a trauma bond is bonding over anger. You know, some women, they can't smile to save their lives. They can't be lighthearted. They can't lighten up to save their lives. And if you are a woman who's trying to be bonded and in a relationship with women who are never smiling, never happy, they're just always gossiping, murmuring, and complaining, and you're not like that, you're not giving them that energy. They're not going to like you. If you became a Twitch, they would like you more. And I've learned this by trial and error. The more confident I was, the less friends I had. And the more unsure of myself and upset I was, the more people gravitated to me. Other women specifically. So it's sad to say, but many women can only be friends with other women if they trauma bond in some way, whether it be through their actual negative life experiences with no healing intent, or through their bad attitudes and moods and the way they just like to wreak havoc on other people's lives. You know, unfortunately, a woman who is not willing to be one of those crabs in the barrel, you think for yourself and you're not willing to dumb yourself down or pull yourself down into some kind of misery in order to make other women, other people feel confident and boost their ego, you might find yourself being the woman that's on the outside looking in. And that's okay. You know, the older you get and the more mature you get as a woman, you'll have less desire to trauma bond with other women, and you will want to be around like-minded women who will love you and like you at your best. You don't have to find something wrong to speak about all the time. You don't have to feel so bad all the time in order for other people to feel good. And really, a lot of these toxic female, friendships and relationships and these female dynamics, it's really based on a lot of trauma, a lot of misery, a lot of gossip, a lot of anger, a lot of substance issues, a lot of negativity. And if you're not giving, as they say, in that way, they are not going to want to deal with you. And it's okay. You should never want to foster friendships with women based on trauma. Because if you're confident, by the time you're done dealing with them, and I'm not talking about, once again, I want to reiterate, I'm not talking about women who are actually, you're going through something and you can use your experience as a testimony, as an encouragement to help them. Because women who want the help, they will receive it. But women who want to bring you into their circle in order to bring you down, these are not the women you want to deal with. They are insecure, envious, and the light in you is triggering their insecurity. So they'll deliberately befriend you or try to gravitate towards you so that way they can make you like them. This is something that a lot of women don't want to talk about, that projection of how women will want to say what we all have been, what we all have experienced, what we all have done, what we all have said. We all have not been through the same things. I don't care your race. I don't care your age. I don't care where you're from. We all have not experienced the exact same thing in the exact same way. And I think that we should stop as women, especially those of us who lean more into our femininity. I understand being gracious, being kind, especially if you're a spiritual woman, but don't allow people to project their negative experiences, their negative attitudes onto you, and then you just start making stuff up, making yourself, out to be the same way they are. Our goal is never to blend in, is not to stand out, is to be our own person, is to not be so easily persuaded and brainwashed into breaking our confidence. Because when a woman is envious of you and she wants to bond with you over trauma, she's trying to break your confidence, and you can't let that happen. Haters, envious people, toxic people, they see the light in you oftentimes more than you see it in yourself. And if you allow them to project their envy, their negativity, their bad experiences onto you and make it your own in order to fit in with them, you will never get ahead that way. So as women, beware of those women who like to befriend you or be around you based on trauma. We do not bond with women over trauma. We bond with women over genuine respect, genuine care, genuine interest, but never will we bond over shared misery, or will we ever just bond with someone over trauma with no intention for healing. There are many women who are unhealed, and they take their unhealed selves and they project all of the negative things that they have going on or have had going on onto women who are doing well, all because they're envious of your light and how you are as a woman. Don't let them do that to you. All right? Like and subscribe to the channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, put the high heel emoji in the comments section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.